everybody, this is Bill Kelliher from the band Mastodon, and we are here with Premier Guitar's Big Five. What is my favorite guitar? I would say my favorite guitar is probably my Sparrow that I designed with ESP guitars. When I first was approached by ESP, one of the first things I asked them was, could I design my own guitar, my own shape, my specifics, and they were like, yeah, you definitely can. And, it's harder than I thought to design a guitar that's original because there are so many millions of shapes and sizes. I wasn't really a fan of like super metal, like really pointy guitars or ones that looked like other famous guitars. So I kind of wanted to design something that was kind of vintage yet classy looking, but something that delivered modern tone and playability, and looked like a cool cross between modern and vintage, I guess. So I kind of took various like bird shapes like Firebird and like an Artist RD, and even like a Fender Jag Stang, which I've always been a fan of those shapes of guitars, and just kind of made it a little bit bigger and just kind of melded those shapes into one curvy shape. It's very organic looking to me, and we had to make a few changes, and it was not super difficult, but we went back and forth a few times, and the final product I got, I love it. This one right here is probably my favorite. And honestly, even between the LTD version, which is this one, and the ESP version, which is, a little higher end parts, made in Japan, I can't really tell much of a difference. And I'm totally being honest here. It's there's something about the way this one looks and plays, and also the pickups in here are made by a company called Mojo Tone, and these are the first of my signature models called the Hellbenders, which I think this is one of the first sets that they had sent me. So these are like prototypes. They're not quite all the way there, but my newer ones, like the second set of prototypes, have a little more gain. But these ones, I use this on Hushed and Grim like religiously. We call this one the ribeye because it looks like it's got a slab of meat on the for the pick guard. But honestly, all the ESP Sparrowhawks, they all come with very good playability. I've never had an issue with any of them. Every single one they've sent, I'm like, man, it's set up perfectly, plays great, sounds great. There you go. Can't beat it. So my new pickups, they're just kind of their own beast. I feel like when I design pickups, I just kind of keep trying to move up and bigger and better. I just kind of changed the EQ. I mean, I was with Lace. I designed a few pickups with them, and I started to kind of draw back on the gain a little bit with those. This pickup has a good amount of gain, and I just kind of go back and forth with the company until I get something that I just feel it. I play and I'm like, this sounds great. Let's stop right here and roll out with these pickups. And I'm extremely happy with the new Mojo Tone ones. They've always made great pickups. So this one is really hard to pick. My Desert Island album, like the only album that I could have on a deserted island for the rest of my life. There's so many to choose from, but I guess off the top of my head, I'd probably pick Weezer Pinkerton. And that's because there's a lot of really great dark poppy songs on there that you could sing along to all day long. And if you're on a deserted island, you're going to need something to sing along to and keep you busy. So Pinkerton it is. I guess my biggest pet peeve in the guitar playing community would have to be like shredder guys that just concentrate on like playing as fast as humanly possible without any soul. And no, I'm not jealous. I can't play that fast, but I never wanted to, you know. I never took any lessons. I just kind of write songs, play from the heart, you know. And you don't have to be that fast. I think there's a big misconception about being a good guitarist and, you know, or being the best guitarist you can be, or being like the fastest guitar player you can be. When I approach the guitar, I just write within my means. I mean, I try to push myself as much as I can, but that's not like playing faster doesn't equal better at all. And just because you can play guitar solos doesn't mean you're a better guitar player than someone else. You know, it's all relative to the player. For me, I just like writing good songs, and I think that's more important than playing guitar solos and playing super fast. It's just playing from the heart and writing good material. So stop those silly videos and just focus on practicing. So one of my many guitar heroes that people might not think when they think of Mastodon, they probably wouldn't think of Mick Ronson, for example, who played with David Bowie. The guy just was an incredible songwriter, guitarist, had a great tone. I've learned a lot of his licks just because they're amazing. They're really, really good, catchy. You know, he wrote some of the greatest songs of all time with David Bowie. I've many times gone back and watched YouTube videos and tried to learn how to play some of these songs that he wrote, and it's really fun. And it's just like, wow, you know, you think you know it, the bar band version, you're like, oh, I know how it goes like that. But then you actually read the tablature or watch him playing it and actually sit down and try to learn it. It's like, wow, it was very, very different than what I'm hearing. You know, he's like double picking the low E string while he's hitting that. And it's like harder than you think. So my secret weapon, it's not really a weapon. It's just more of a kind of way of life, I guess. You know, a lot of people struggle to write songs and riffs, and I can never write a riff if I'm sitting down purposely like, you need to write a song right now. Like, I just can't be artistic at the drop of a dime. That's why because I always have a guitar in my hands when I'm around the house. If I'm sitting on the couch or whatever, there's guitars all over, and I'll pick it up if I feel inspired. And a lot of times something will be going in my head. I'm like, oh, that sounds like I could kind of see it on guitar. So my secret weapon is not to stress over writing a song. Just, even if you have to pick up a guitar and write 10 or 15 riffs that are just coming out of you and flowing, just let it happen. And then maybe you go back and say, oh, well, out of these 15, there's like 2 or 3 that are good. Don't get hung up on writing a song all in one shot, or because I write songs in pieces and parts. Sometimes it takes years to put them all together. But the important thing is not to stress about it, because when I stress, my mind shuts down and I can't be artistic.
Death comes and brings with him sickness.